All right, so let's get started with today's session. Welcome everyone. Today we are in today's office hours. We'll be focusing on two topics, which is Intuit Enterprise Suite Sandbox and Dimensions API. So before we begin the session, couple of housekeeping items. In case you have any questions, please feel free to post them on the chat. And in case there are very specific questions particular to your uh, application, then we can discuss that separately in the breakout room with you, and one of our solution engineers will help you out. We will be sending a brief survey after this session, so please do provide us feedback. In today's session, we are very excited to share some details around offering on our portal for one of our mid-market products, which is Intuit Enterprise Suite. Now, for folks who have not heard about this product or are new to this offering, this is basically a mid-market financial and operational hub for based on QuickBooks Online ecosystem. So if you're aware of QuickBooks Advanced Plus and other SKUs, on top of that, now we have a new product line, which is Intuit Enterprise Suite, focused on mid-market businesses. Now, this particular product, it serves businesses and customers which generate revenue in 2.5 million and above. And the product is right now launched only in US. Now, what are some key features? There are quite a few, but the most important ones are multi-entity financial management, dimensions reporting, and enhanced project management and financials. Dimensions is now available through our API, and to experience this product, we also have a sandbox available, and that's what we'll be walking you through. Now, before we start with the sandbox environment on information around the Dimensions API, just wanted to know how let you know how this impacts your current app integration. So if you have an application that actually works with QuickBooks Online, then the same APIs will work for Intuit Enterprise Suite as well. You can continue to authenticate with each company or realm, whether it belongs to Advanced Plus or Intuit Enterprise Suite. The authentication method remains the same, so you can continue authenticating by OAuth 2.0. And the special IES-exclusive feature is Dimensions, and that is now available as an API, and we'll walk you through that in this particular session today. And if you want to experience the product itself, like what Intuit Enterprise Suite looks like, then we have a sandbox environment available right now on our portal. In general, if you want to know more about Intuit Enterprise Suite, please go to our developer portal, and from the drop-down menu on the left nav, you can pick Intuit Enterprise Suite, and we have different sessions, including FAQs where your most common questions would be answered with regards to app integration. Now, this session is focused on single entity sandbox, a product that is a major feature in like Intuit Enterprise Suite. So if you are aware of like mid-market products, right now, most of the QuickBooks Online is single entity in the sense it's a single realm and company. But as businesses grow out of that particular product offering and they move to Intuit Enterprise Suite, they have options of either continuing with single entity or multi-entity setup. So right now on Intuit Developer portal, we are offering a single entity sandbox. It is a dedicated sandbox environment. If you have ever used any other sandbox environment on a portal like Advanced or Plus, it's the same kind of environment, but meant for Intuit Enterprise Suite. You can connect to that sandbox environment and test out the features. Now, the specific features that we have launched for Intuit Enterprise Suite is Dimensions API. And this particular sandbox environment already has some preceded data, so it looks like a real company file. And this sandbox feature is available for all users, which means that if you have an account on Intuit Developer portal, you can just navigate to the sandbox page and spin up a sandbox environment. So let me quickly show you that. If you navigate, log into your account and then navigate to My Hub and Sandboxes. So this is the page you'll end up on, the sandbox companies. And here you can just click on Add. And when you click on Add, you will see that there's a new option available, Intuit Enterprise Suite, and it clearly states that this is only for US and only single entity companies can be created right now. And if you click on create, you can spin up a sandbox environment. It'll take a couple of seconds. And as you can see, an IES is an abbreviation that we use for Intuit Enterprise Suite. And if you click on this particular environment, um, it's the same navigation that happens for any other particular sandbox environment. And as you can see, there is some data already preceded into this. So exactly same setup as any other sandbox company that you could spin up. And the default scopes also work with this particular sandbox company. So that's a quick overview of what is being offered on the portal. And now we'll move on to dimensions. So before we even begin with the API part of this particular feature, just wanted to quickly cover on what dimensions are. So dimensions help you track income, expense, and profit by business segments. And this feature is only available in Intuit Enterprise Suite right now. So basically, you can create a custom definition and a value for a dimension and categorize financial data. And then tag particular line items on transactions with the definition and the value. Now, this is similar to classes and locations, but you can have like a customer can create multiple dimensions and can have unlimited number of values for each of the dimensions. So that's the main difference between classes and dimensions. Um, the product feature itself, an admin can go into Intuit Enterprise Suite and create 4 dimensions. And every additional dimension that they create, they will be charged an additional fee for it. And there is hierarchy level within the dimensions value. So you can go up to 5 levels, and there are unlimited sub dimension values. So let me quickly show you. So if you navigate to Intuit Enterprise Suite, just like the original class stays there, if you are aware of QuickBooks Online Advanced product, class 1 class is available there. So when you log into Intuit Enterprise Suite Sandbox, you will see that the original class stays. And then on top of that, the admin of Intuit Enterprise Suite product can create additional dimensions. So they can create, for here, there are some examples like portfolio, revenue type, and investors. And then within each of these definitions, they can have unlimited values and obviously use these dimensions and tag them on transactions. So here is an example of an invoice. And as you can see, portfolio, revenue type, and investor were 3 dimensions. The original class is also there, and they can probably select the appropriate value and categorize each and every line item on transaction of their choice. This helps in granular reporting. So this was a brief overview how dimension works within the product. And we will now see what, in terms of API, what this would mean for your application. So the first thing that the dimension API offers is you can read the dimensions that a customer has created in their IES account and the value associated for the dimensions. So this is primarily a read dimensions API, and any number of dimensions that a customer has created in their account can be read along with the values. And there are a set of supported transactions which you can find under like use case documentation on our portal. And on all those transactions at line level, you can attach these dimensions. The Dimensions API is available to Silver, Gold, and Platinum partners within our Intuit App Partner Program. I'll just give you a quick walkthrough, but there is extensive documentation on our portal as well. So would definitely request that please visit our portal and go through the use case. There are far more details there. So the first step is, how does this API work? Like the first step is you query the dimensions definition, get the ID of the particular dimension definition. Once you get the ID, using that, you get the value ID as well. Because the values can be unlimited and it can be chosen by the customer. So the API calls are primarily based on the ID reference. So you first get the dimensions definition ID, then you get the dimensions value ID. And then when you get both the definition ID and the value ID, then you can attach it at line level. So as you can see here, line level 1, there's a particular field known as custom extensions. Under custom extensions, as a key value pair, the key being the definition ID and the value is the value ID, like the dimension value ID, and you can attach it. And the extension type obviously is dimension. So this is a quick overview of how this works. We have this available on a Postman collection, so please do try it out. Now, moving on to some specific questions or some general questions that you might have is like, how does Intuit Enterprise Suite compare to QBO for your app? Or what happens if an existing app is connected to QBO and now is upgrading to Intuit Enterprise Suite? Since both these products, QuickBooks Online and Intuit Enterprise Suite, use the same set of APIs, your existing app will continue to work as it is. It's just that in case the customer is using enhanced features like dimensions, then integrating with our dimensions API would be a real benefit for you. And that brings me to the question number 2 is like, what's the benefit that dimensions API offers for you in case you're building app with, Intuit Enterprise Suite? So the first thing is richer data. So whatever dimensions that customers created in the QB account, you can actually fetch those and then enhance the data within your app and provide better insights for them, which matches what they see in Intuit Enterprise Suite. And the second one is like you don't really need to modify your workflow a lot. It's the same set of APIs. You're basically enhancing your app workflow to support dimensions, and that tells the customer that, okay, like this particular application is essential, continues to be essential for my flow, even when I upgrade from QuickBooks Online to Intuit Enterprise Suite. So that are the two major advantages here. Now, as next step, please do visit the Intuit Enterprise Suite section on our portal. Um, if you have an account, you can definitely spin up a single entity sandbox and experience the product. And we have published the Dimensions API in our Postman collection. So please do try that out as well. And let us know your feedback around these launches.